You might be asking, what the fuck is the point of an anime about two middle schoolers flirting? Well, that's what I'm gonna answer in this video. And trust me, you'll see this anime completely different after this video. What's good, guys? It's Yoshiken, and it's about time that I talk about one of my favorite rom-com anime ever, with season 3 and the movie airing and all. So let's just get right into it. I'm gonna begin with the anime's strongest point, which is character interaction. Literally the entirety of the plot. Everything on Takagi-san relies on the interaction between the main characters, Nishikata and Takagi. And as you know, the key to good characters is how genuine they are, in terms of personality, relatability, etc, etc. Since it's a slice of life, we never see some sort of crazy redemption or teasing tournament arc. Instead, we get that kind of development through the interaction with the characters. Something that might seem boring as fuck at first glance, but once you sit down and open your mind, you start to see how genius it is. How? Well, let's start with the chemistry between the characters. Chemistry is key to any success in any kind of relationship, and I think we can all agree on this. And the chemistry Takagi and Nishikata have is something that I've honestly have yet to see in another anime. Sure, Nishikata might be an idiot, but that's why it's great. It takes place in middle school, a time where all of us probably were idiots too. This alone gives the anime a very playful atmosphere and obviously wholesome as f***. And Takagi carries the interactions with him, which is why the damn anime has her name and not his. But Nishikata plays a huge role in helping Takagi shine. And while he might not be in the spotlight, they complement each other in an amazing way. Kind of like a singer and producer relationship. They both wouldn't be good without the other. Sure, my mans might be seen as a beta simp, but it's because of him that we see Takagi's charm and personality shine so brightly. Nishikata's personality is super evident in the anime, since we literally get to hear what he thinks all the time. Basically, he overthinks the crap out of everything. That being said, it's done in a way that isn't immediately obvious to the viewer, since exaggerated thoughts and expressions are pretty common in anime. Why is everyone in anime high as fuck? Whenever Takagi challenges him to do something, he always has these ridiculous expressions. Something that, as Takagi said, make him an open book. At first, since it's a f***ing anime, I didn't give his stupid ass faces much thought. But if you look at it realistically, who wouldn't tease someone that makes those faces, bro? And whenever he thinks he has the advantage, he gets cocky as fuck. And how he visualizes Takagi is extremely f***ing off. Point is, this makes it insanely easy for Takagi to tease him. And every single time, she does something that's unexpected and something that's different. I know she got that big forehead, bro, but
Takagi high-key big brain.
And despite Nishikata always saying
Takagi-san me, Takagi-san me, Takagi-san me, Takagi-san me, Takagi-san me, sugoi tte
Takagi-san. He never pushes Takagi away, even if his thoughts tell him that he quote-unquote wants to stop getting teased. And we see this in a lot of different instances in the anime. He's very obvious with his interest in Takagi, always getting flustered whenever she teases him about wanting to see her or something along the lines. And even though he tries to dodge the shit out of them, he's once again very obvious. And she knows this, which is why she takes full advantage of it. And that's what makes their chemistry great. They are both interested in talking to each other. Nishikata always trying to beat Takagi, and Takagi just wanting to see his stupid ass faces. I'll get into this more in just a bit, but before I do that, let's talk about the world outside of these two real quick. That's right, other characters. What? There are many characters that get much shine besides the main duo. They have classmates, and the other characters do have faces and move differently. But all they do is add to the liveliness of the classroom and stuff. Except maybe Nishikata's friends and these two, which are just trying to have what my man's has. But these three girls are honestly a good 30 to 40% of the anime, and in a really good way. If you've watched Asobi Asobase,
Watch it, it's great.
these three are literally them, but just Takagi-fied. Like I mentioned earlier, chemistry. And these three girls have the chemistry of close friends. Yukari not knowing why the she's even their friend, and the other two just being the sun and the moon, or a cat and a dog. I mean, look at her, bro. She's literally a dog. The girls' chemistry is similar to that of the K-On girls. Obviously not as good, but watch my K-On video if you want me to talk about friendship. But what makes these girls great is the different perspective we get on what happens around the main characters, besides from their interactions, of course. They literally mention over and over again, oh, they're dating, right? It's so obvious. And it really gives a sense of how stupid Nishikata and Takagi not dating really is. Like, sure, the chase of love and whatever, but that's definitely not the point of their relationship. Y'all already know, man, in real life, they would have gone out on like the third day or some shit, man. Even though it's middle school, even more, it's because it's in middle school. They have their blush, oh my god moments, but their best moments are when they just normally interact like friends or even family, which I'll get into in just a bit. But to put in retrospect, the characters in the anime just takes the viewer out of the bubble that Takagi and Nishikata live in, and in many ways gives us a sense of realism. The same goes with Nishikata's friends. I mean, this guy is literally his wingman, bro. But alright, now that I explain all of this, I'm gonna get into how the anime compiles everything in a very simple message. The point of this anime. And that is... if the previous things I've said about the anime haven't told you how it executes this message, then I'm about to make it clear to you. An example is Nishikata's whole character. How I mentioned that he overthinks the shit out of everything, when in reality, the solution to winning is very simple, which kind of reflects real life. This and the shifting perspectives. An example of this is when Takagi challenged Nishikata to move the eraser with this fan. And Nishikata thought about it way too much and literally blew wind to the eraser when all he had to do was just literally use the fan. Again, this is very parallel to real life. Personally, I see myself overthinking a lot of things that really shouldn't be given much thought. And this anime really puts that into different perspectives using literal middle school students. The same can be said when he actually does win against Takagi, which is something that he never ever notices, because he's either not thinking about it or just being honest. He beats her when he doesn't try, but never does so when he tries his hardest. That shit is kinda deep, bro. When he's calm, just talking normally and just going with it, he does things that succeed against Takagi. See what I'm talking about here? And to add to this, Takagi never fucking lies. Like, never, bro. I promise you that a chunky percentage of their challenges has him wondering if Takagi is lying in some way, in which she never does.
Honest girl protect.
Once again, with what I said about overthinking. And it's even more evident since he's the protagonist. Whenever the solution to the problem is something so simple, something that could be done by barely giving it any thought, it makes the viewer think about how they handle their real life struggles and situations. And this gives them that perspective and feeling of it's not as complicated as it might seem. The same goes with Yukari. The one that thinks the most, but always gets the reminder of not taking it too seriously because of her friends, who are seemingly oblivious. And that's not all. What seems like an anime targeted towards children perfectly executes what I'm trying to tell you. Normally, people think back to their middle school days and just think about how much simpler it was, how everything was more fun and carefree. And that's what the visuals and soundtrack do. It's a time travel to those simpler days, done through our senses. It uses a more mature target audience, Chads, and directs it in a very unique way. I don't need to explain the visuals. Just look at them. Saturated colors, playful expressions filled with personality, a carefree and relaxed atmosphere in school. How Takagi just laughs it off whenever Nishikata gets scolded. It's a culmination of all of these things that just puts you in their position for 20 minutes. And the anime doesn't really have a plot per se, since it's divided in small segments, which once again gives the viewer that carefree, don't think about it setting. And I haven't even gotten into the soundtrack. Everything I just said about the visuals are not complete without this soundtrack. Playful, happy, goofy. These are just a few words that I can use to describe this, which again, all co-align with what the anime wants you to feel. Using flutes, harmonicas, and the playful piano really immerses you. And it's funny, bro. Just listen to this. I mean, can you not smile at that? Doesn't hearing that make you smile? Doesn't it remind you to just slow down and appreciate the little goofy things in life? In season 3, there was literally a whole 10 minutes of just pure music dancing with the visuals. And you already know, I'm not gonna repeat myself. Do you see what I mean? Takagi-san just turns you into a kid again with how wholesome it is. It reminds you to appreciate the interactions you have with the people you love, your friends, family, significant other, etc, etc. And just to not think about everything so much, and always view things from a different perspective. There's no crazy plot, no crazy drama, and that is why it's so great. For something to be able to pull off a premise that seemingly seems to be about nothing is amazing. And nothing rivals Takagi-san when it comes to this. Nothing has pulled off what this anime does in terms of delivering its message. And that is the point of Teasing Master Takagi-san. A reminder that it's necessary to stop and breathe. And remember to just not think about it so much. By the way, the fact that Rie Takahashi sings like a million endings is... I hope you can understand a bit of the love that I have for this anime now, and maybe even see it completely different. I love to talk about Moto, but multiply everything I said. I really recommend you to read it if you like this anime, because seriously, it's peak wholesomeness. Her voice actor, bro. Bro, oh my god. Alright, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, a like would really be appreciated. I seriously appreciate every single one of you. And tell me if you think that I successfully explained the point of this goofy anime in the comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay tuned for the next one. It's gonna be a banger, and of course, stay cringy.